we have a 60 Grassy masterpiece going on right now, where I will be going against Falcos Elias. Alrighty, let's see what she got. So here, basically, my book is double aerial, pebble, aura. One thing about Falcos is that he's a notorious player for taking flightless books. So when I play him outright, I assume, okay, this guy is going to be flightless. That's an assumption I make from the get go. It might be wrong, but usually it's right. And at this stage, let me pick a teleport spot real quick. If I TP here, I'm forced to use flight the next turn. If I TP like here, it's easily trappable. If I TP here, I feel like he could reverse flash that shit. It's a long way, but it's possible. If I TP here, I have to use flight the next turn. That's fine. It's okay. It's okay. But okay. So here's the thing: when you play against flightless books, and I don't know if this is a flightless book. It might not be a flightless book. This is a live commentary. This might be a flight book. But when you play flightless books, one good strategy is you set up on the side, so you're both set up. Usually, if you don't have a double aerial book, they can develop a little stronger than you. They have top control, and they can dig down to you, minimize your space, and just encroach on you. Anyone like that. Now, if they have flight, it's a different scenario. If they're close up to you, your double aerials don't have as much weight. They're not going to do as much for you, right? Because you're in close combat anyways. So, okay, here, he pop glide. So that's my first indication. He probably has, he's probably flightless here, which is good for me. That's what I want. I want him to be flightless. The fact that he pop glide and then he used a dwarf there tells me, okay, most likely he does not have, and most likely he does not have a flash, or not, sorry, flight. If I go here and then he tries to come down, well, he's going to be stuck down. If I go here, it's likely he can't even get to me whatsoever. Although there's more, I'm really constraining myself by coming here. You see what I mean? Like, by me coming here, I'm kind of constraining myself where this is a lot more map space than this. So it's a little less ideal. One thing about dwarf is it does need some setup, so he needs like a few turns just to set that shit up. We'll see how he plays it, if he tries to make it a myth or if he tries to make it like 2-3x. It looks like he's gonna go for just a myth because he activated that shit. So far it's a bit of a stalemate. I have to see how he plays out the this flightless bullshit, but it doesn't look like he can get to me. So since I have bones and Skyray, I have a good way to basically come at him. Let's see. If I tree here, he can't really get out easily, can he? But one thing he could do is he could bring his swarm down, and then once his swarm comes down, he can come at me, basically. I could tree here, right? Might not be a terrible move either, just a tree there, and then dig out later. I'll put a little space between the tree, just so that I can move myself up. And later on, I can potentially get out with like a BFTP or something. But so far, so good. The thing is, if I went in and tried to like just drain the swarm or something like that, um, he might have entangle. If he has entangle and he gets an entangle off on me, it's kind of rough for me because, as he gets that entangle off on me, I might not be able to sync myself easily. It just becomes kind of a shit show. That myth that he has right now is not really a threat. It has to get to me to be a threat, and it's not. And it's not anywhere near getting to me. Interesting. It damaged the tree. Okay. So he's gonna flash towards me. Already thinking about that map space. I'm just gonna raid this for now. Get rid of the swarm safely. Remember, I can always just go back up, maybe BFTP or something, get my own swarm out, whatever it may be, and regain map control. But it's important that I don't let myself get entangled easily. The last thing I want to do is get entangled, or deflighted, and all of a sudden he can set up while I'm top and useless, and he can just go in for the kill. So that's the last thing I want. But by being on the side like this, he can't use his myth on me. He has to get a dwarf out. Yeah. I'm gonna swarm out here. So with this swarm out, if I can get through the little crook here, I think with a BFTP. So is this glide up? I think his glide is up. Or maybe next turn. I think it's up though. But if he glides towards me, there's a chance he's gonna fall on the swarm. So it's not smart for him to do that. If he puts his Pegasus there and I use bones on it, I can just trap the Pegasus. He's gonna have to potentially mount it, right? And then flash out, but then I have aura. So it's not great for him in that scenario. What do you even do here if you're Falcos? Okay, he chooses the forest seed. My swarm. I'm gonna do this. I'm pretty sure he has pretty sure he has what's it called? Entangle. So I need to be very, very careful here. This is a good move because even if he tries to like mount this and get rid of the top here, he's in a scenario where I can aura it and steal it. So it doesn't look too good for him from that perspective. Once this tree dies, I can start getting rid of this land and then moving my way up. And then once I have a bit of map control and get my DK out, I'll be in a really good spot. So if I'm him, I think maybe he wants to flash here. The thing is, he has some issues. One is he needs to free this Pegasus. So he has to dedicate like a flash to just free that Pegasus, right? That's one issue he has. And then, I'm going to have my bones and Skyray back up. It's just not looking great for him if I have that shit back up. You know, him freeing his Pegasus is like, alright, what does that really gain you anyways? Like Swarm too, like what does Swarm really gain you anyways? Okay, I'm gonna put this here in case he has bones. I'm just gonna flash this. Free up this land. He might have bones. If it's fine, it's fine. I don't think it'll deflight me. Even if he does have it. I'll be able to move back up top. Hopefully I have my Pegasus, my Swarm. Be able to get top control back. And then from there, once I get the DK out, it's gonna look rough. Even here, I can go back top pretty easily if I just neglected the Pegasus. Just have to move up here, sit on this, on the, let's see. Okay, I actually can't go up like that. I do this. And this is the beauty of Bones. It's just such a strong spell, honestly. I can work my way back up. Even if he digs out, it's like, if he doesn't dig out, again, it's like, You know, if he digs out and like he puts more pressure on me, I can always move my Pegasus up and, you know, kind of reestablish myself a little bit. Stealing his Pegasus here would be very turn inefficient if I like auraed it with the Swarm. Wouldn't be a very turn efficient move. It's like he does it for himself, right? Okay, that's fair. So he does that. One thing I could do here is if I treat this right, well, he can just flash down and then my turn is neutralized. I could get out of this fairly easily, honestly. What should I do? I could tree this. If I tree it, he's gonna have to spend at least a few turns. Yeah, I think this tree is good. That tree is pretty good, honestly. I'm not too worried about the Pegasus right now because I have Skyray. All I need to do is get one flash out, free my Pegasus and myself without having to use any BFTPs. So I still have all my BFTPs, which is nice. He might just flash this. I actually didn't expect the tree to die on that turn, so that's actually really unfortunate that the tree died there. Basically nullified my turn a little bit. Basically his move, really, if I try to flash out, his next move is going to be should I do? It's gonna pot shield here. I'm pretty sure he has entangle, so I don't know if that was a great move. But the thing is, if I try to flash out, he's gonna BFTP that opening free, and then he's gonna come get me. I really wanted to just stall one turn and get a new Pegasus summon out. That was pretty important for me. Yeah, getting a new Pegasus summon out was pretty important. Before I summon a DK. I don't want to summon a DK and not have a Pegasus summon out. Because then the DK is vulnerable if he wants to go aggro on it. And I really don't want that. I'm not even sure if he can get a good BFTP, to be honest. Maybe his best move is just to flash right, since my tree is on cooldown. Okay, so his move was actually just to say, okay, I'm gonna constrain your swarm instead. So from here, I'm just gonna get another Pegasus out. And then from there, I can get a DK out without worrying too much about, okay, what if he gets out? What is he gonna do? You know, getting the Pegasus out first is really important because I can block off his jumps here unless he has, you know, spells. Okay, so he did a good move there. He basically was basically able to free his shit. So I have the bones here. And some of these bones will hit him. Pretty sure. Ah, that bone hit my own Pegasus. That's not good. Did not want that. No. Really didn't want that. He's probably going to drain that free, but it's not going to free his Pegasus per se. Right? Yeah. Right now, we're just fighting for top control here. You know, his instinct was, okay, I'm going to flash out. I need to get top before he lets me flash out. That's what he's thinking. He really doesn't want me to flash out and regain top control because I have a book that can really punish him if I do that. So he got his Pegasus out. He has 4 minions. It's interesting enough. One thing I could do is I could free my swarm with just 1 BFTP. Does the Pegasus fit here? No. So the Pegasus doesn't fit. Since it doesn't fit because of the bone he created, I can position myself there. So I'm basically forcing him to D-tower. I'll put a little room so my swarm doesn't get stuck. I'm gonna flash out like that. So we'll see. Maybe he entangles me here, but he can't move his Pegasus free, and 3 of his 4 minions are stuck here, right? So 3 of his 4 minions are stuck. He has to D-tower if he wants to come entangle me. Even if he entangles me, if I can just like walk off the map and get free, I'll be set, right? That's probably what he's gonna do, but the follow-up is really important, you know? So like, even if he entangles me, what can he do after? It looks like he's gonna ice shield and then entangle. Okay. So here, I could just summon a DK. Kind of force him to, you know, seek some shelter. I could have BFTP'd out and walked off the map. I don't know if that's a great move. But it's gonna summon a DK for now. Let's see how he responds to that. Because he can't access any of his minions from here. So he has to BFTP out and then just kind of walk to the left. Or go to the left, rather. Yeah, so his shit's stuck there. He's gonna have to use a BFTP. I can always just, you know, walk off the map. It's not a big deal. Okay. So he's basically like, I'm gonna go back into hiding, and it's all he could really do, honestly. So one thing I want to do is I want to position my DK here. Doesn't seem like he has bones, which is nice for me. Now the question is, how do I want to... Yeah. I want to free the Pegasus, so I'm going to flash like this. That way the 40 HP Pegasus is free, and the Swarm is free. I don't have to waste any BFTPs there. Next turn I can just walk off the map, and then reset accordingly. It's either I walk off the map and I use a turn on a teleport, or I hit myself with swarms for, you know, like 6-7 turns, and I save myself a turn where I don't need to utilize a TP. It's a tough call, honestly. It's not an easy call. Right now, I think if I were to just sync myself, I'd have good tempo on the map. So that's a strong point to take under consideration. You don't want to give up that tempo. Okay, so looks like he is... He's basically saying I need to not relinquish control like that. It would probably be easier if... You know, let's say I do want to save a turn or whatever. If I you know, just kind of go ahead and For starters, I want to do this. I want to get this shit free. We'll see if he auras. He has aura. He could use it if he wants to. See if he does. Okay, BFTPs. Does he plan to tower again? Because that's not a big enough hole for him to get out of or get his swarm out of. So he has to use another BFTP. I'm pretty sure he's used 2 at this point. I think he's used 2. Or maybe that's his first one. It might be his first one. You haven't really used BFTP either one of us this game. Which makes you think, okay, if you take a double aerial book like this and you're playing against Flightless, it might be prudent to just say, you know what, I'm gonna not waste anything. I'm not gonna even take BFTP. Okay, whatever. Got to use another BFTP there. No, he can get out. His myth can get out too, which is not good for me. Maybe sinking myself was the best move, honestly. Just kind of gave up tempo by not doing that. Yeah, he's just going to get that large chunk of damage off on the DK. And if I can't... Like, if my DK dies here, that's really not good for me. What is he going to do, tower? Okay. So this is a little precarious. Put my peg here just to block off the swarm hit there, and then let's seed this. At the very least, I'm blocking off a minion of his. He has to D-tower and free it up. Thing is, if I prot shield again and I take 85 damage, this is why the prot shield probably wasn't a good move. If I prot shield again, then take another 85 damage, the entangle will go away. Right? It depends on the order of the entangle. He has no way to get his DK out, which is nice. I wonder if I can just bones this. I wonder if I can just eat this aura too. I can't. Does that trap it? Okay, at least it traps it. It's not terrible. He has to de-tower if he wants to free that myth of his, which is nice, because he can't even drain that free anymore. So that's good news. He can't get his DK out because he's at his minion limit. He can kill his swarm if he really wanted to, but looks like he's gonna potentially drain the Pegasus, and he wants to block off the Sky Ray, which is smart by him. Okay, it's fair enough. Really don't reach, do I? I've kind of already decided to stick with Shit, I'm getting a phone call. Just gonna double drain here. De-tower him. Ah, close. Alright, I think it's 5 HP on that shit. I don't know. It's really low. I'm fairly certain the Swarm Aura could de-tower him, so he has to be careful with what he does here. Okay, and he chose to just kill that shit. Fair enough, fair enough. I mispositioned the Swarm so that he could do this in the first place. Ugh. Questionable move on my end, honestly. Now I gotta move this Pegasus back. He can't allow him to do any bullshit with it. thing I could do is just aura myself. At least auraing myself isn't terrible here now. It's not a bad move at all. He can't kill his swarm efficiently. He can't free his myth. He can't summon a DK. He doesn't seem to have any big damage spells either. Seems to be surrounded around aura and the dwarf. So that's something to definitely take into consideration. Like one thing I could do here is just straight up tree his swarm, and then he has to really spend a turn just auraing it or something. Okay, he chose to do that. Fair enough, fair enough. I could Skyray it and set it free though. It's basically a 1-for-1 trade at that point. Just move more centered here. Yeah, I think you just kill it, honestly. If you don't kill it, you're taking dirty damage a turn. It's one of his win cons. It kind of sucks for you. Kind of have to kill it. You get free in 2 turns from that entangle. Your move next turn could really be to Prot Shield, honestly. Because, you know, even if you go ahead and Prot Shield, you take 15 this turn, and then you're basically going to be free, and you're still going to have flight up, so it's not like he can just flash you off the map type of thing. He might be able to here, not gonna lie. What is he doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? Okay, so he's refreshing his tower. So there's 2 moves here I can make. I can either summon a swarm and be like, okay, I'm gonna be free no matter what anyways. Or I could Prot Shield. So the thing is, I'm free next turn no matter what. I have my swarm out. I still have 4 ice shields, which is interesting. You know, because you're not engaged early with Flightless books, Ice Shield and BFTP aren't as highly utilized. Especially Ice Shield. I don't think it's uncommon to still have all your Ice Shields. Definitely will be useful if I can get out and get control, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Oh, I think I mispositioned the Pegasus there. Look at that. He's able to get free just like that. One thing though is by doing that, I can use my DK to chop him up. And I'm gonna be free next turn. Okay. Nice. Nice. This is so huge. People don't realize how huge this is. This is so huge. I'm gonna go into flight again. We'll do that. Got rid of his Undead Pegasus. Got rid of his Swarm. He can't kill my Swarm reliably. Unless he T-towers. Maybe he uses his Miner, I don't know. It's going to be a little bit of a tough shot. He'd have to use his Pegasus. You know, you could say I mispositioned my Miner. Though I honestly don't care. At this stage, it's looking pretty nice for me. I just got to get another Pegasus out. It's really important. I definitely mispositioned the Swarm. Not killing the Swarm here is pretty huge, not gonna lie. Yeah, because he can just kill it for free, which kind of sucks. The only good thing is I can potentially Ice Shield it if he fucks up. Okay, he chooses to just aura stack it. But that aura stack, you know, next turn is going to be on 10 HP. I'm going to do this. Basically cut off the Dwarf from getting to me. His Dwarf can't reliably get to me. Not unless he T-towers. And by having the Pegasus up on the left side, I'm able to go ahead and I shield it later. He is able to do that, which is nice for him. Looks like he's gonna summon something. Though, he has to be careful with DK. He has to really manage that shit well. If he tries to go for some greedy ass Dwarf play. Let's see what he does though. Does he choose to keep me trapped? What does he choose to do? He's got 10 seconds left, 9, 8. Looks like he's gonna summon a DK for sure. Yeah. Ran out of time. Ooh, thank God. So he ran out of time. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna stand like right here. That way it's like, okay, you have to utilize a BFTP just to kind of get yourself free a little bit. Another thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna aura this and steal his myth. Now I have his myth, and that's game. Yeah, he conceded there. So even if he summoned a DK, I would have teleported out. You know, but he wouldn't have been in like a completely losing position. So that's that. Anyways, good game. I hope you guys like the commentary. You know, that's Flightless though. That's how you play Flightless. One thing I could do to better my book is, you know, I wasn't able to make much use out of Ice Shield. I don't think I casted it one time because there is separation from a very early point of the game. So yeah, that's just that. Play some casino. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks.